Deep in the woodlands of Hopkins, South Carolina lies the Congaree National Park, an area covering 26,000 acres of predominantly swampland and lush forestry. It is a preferred location for both experienced and aspiring hikers. However, despite its intriguing allure and like many other forests, there can be treacherous circumstances as in various locations. Trail markers might be absent. Therefore, a slight deviation from a trail could result with dire consequences. Take, for example, the case of Jerry Kimbler and his two children, Dakota and Jade. On April 29, 2014, what was planned to be a leisure short hike into the forest turned out to be a harrowing 3 days for the family. Kimbler, 43, had planned a quick hike with his two children during their weekend visit. He took no water or snacks, nor his daughter's asthma medicine or a trail map for his first trip to the woods east of Columbia. Despite the search efforts of 60 searchers, the family was not found. A determined law enforcement ranger by the name of Jared Gertler was inclined to find Jerry Kimbler and his children. Gertler cleverly decided to return to the forest at a later hour when the birds were not chirping. This would give him the advantage of hearing calls for help in the distance. His efforts brought success and he could hear a distant human voice, which enabled him to hone on the location where Jerry Kimbler and his children were huddling to survive. Gertler was able to call for assistance, which eventually got Kimbler and his children, ages 6 and 10, back to safety. They were all in good spirits, but only dehydrated. Now we move on to a team of paranormal researchers and members of the Stokes Paranormal Investigations Research, headed by Ron Stokes, the founder. Their venture into the forest will give you in depth the appearance of the forest at night, including the immensity of intrigue posed by the darkness and silence.
Ron Stokes, Stokes Pro Studio, and S.P.I.R, Stokes Paranormal Investigations Research, and Ecto 803 South Carolina nonprofit. Hello, everybody out in TV land. Wonderful world. Y'all go ahead. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Kayleen Pareto. I am a practicing medium, learning medium.
Hi, I'm Christine Miller. I am a rescue medium and interested in all things paranormal.
Mark Payne, paranormal enthusiast and power fatigue.
So this right here, most which is a collection of a whole bunch of holy items, St. Michael's ring, as well as a whole bunch of St. Michael's medals. This was given to me by exorcists. This right here is a crucifix done with exorcisms from 20 years ago. Holy water. This is from God's Healing Acres. This is from France. This is holy water from France right here. This is holy oil, as well as blessed salt. And I have a whole bunch of other protections right here. I always end up keeping all of this very, very safe, and I keep a kit around at all times. This right here, St. Benedict's medal, and all of this is blessed by priests. This right here was given to my exorcist, given to him by St. John Paul II. It's very, very beautiful, and it's kept me safe, and I am always keeping it right here, close, very, very close, as a just in case. You never know whenever you're going to have to go and do some work, man. I travel, and with all of these paranormal haunts, you never know when somebody gets affected in some of the areas, and I've got to end up going to work, man. But it's always ready, just in case. All right. Welcome everybody out in TV land. I am Ron Stokes, Stokes Pro Studio, S.P.I.R, Stokes Paranormal Investigations Research, and Ecto 803. Tonight we are on a journey through Kingsnake Trail in the Congaree Swamp National Park here, and we will be looking for cryptids and doing a little bit of a paranormal investigation as well. And I'm joined with a very good crew. We're ready to rock, and stick around. This is going to be fun.
The team now begins their trek into the forest. The time is now 7:30 p.m. For the next few miles will be a path of isolation, silence, and extreme darkness. So dark that within 10 feet would be difficult to see the ground ahead without essential lights. The presence of wild hogs in the woods pose an impending danger, as they can attack randomly if agitated or feeling threatened. Because of their dark skin layer, it makes it even more difficult to detect them in the night, except for the sounds of their movement. The team takes an assessment of the trail before moving forward. All the equipment being toted was already checked in advance. Each are carrying fully loaded 9mm pistols with full capacity rounds. They are prepared to take any evasive action if necessary. Except for Kayleen, she is the only one who elected to go without firearm protection. Rob Francis is behind the camera. He too is carrying a sidearm. The night is desolate, but the temperature is compliant and with no bugs present. This makes for a more formidable and compliant arrangement to conduct the investigation and research. As the team advances forward, they have high hope of capturing any anomaly on film. However, their intention is geared towards scientific interests and not just for fun. The night temperature is presently 72 degrees and there is no trace of anyone else present. The team attempts to survey the immediate area before crossing over a bridge. Ron Stokes listens in on his EVP auto recorder for any presence of communication. The floor of the bridge is compromised and the team will independently cross over one at a time. Everyone remains on quiet mode and intentionally with limited conversation to minimize sound. The directive is agreed on prior to beginning the hike. Ron Stokes continues to monitor the EVP device for any anomaly and signals the need to remain silent. Nothing apparent is yet identifiable, only a series of interpretations being done by the device as it continues to search its database and detection for dialogue.
Embarrassing.
Don't be embarrassed. We are only here to communicate with you. We mean you no harm.
Moments go by with no credible audio and detection of any entities. All they can do is wait patiently, as this process has to be one of waiting for a response.
Come talk directly to us.
It has been over an hour into the excursion, and with no interaction of spiritual communication. The team is feeling a sense of disappointment, but will resituate in another location further along the trail.
Let me get a front shot of everyone.
All right, hold.
You saw something?
checking the surroundings here.
Okay, so here's the creek. Everyone, here's a creek. We're coming up to the creek.
The bridges throughout the forest all seem to have structural issues, particularly along the flooring. However, reconstruction has been ongoing by the forestry department at designated areas across the forest.
Okay.
All right, so this area right here is very known for cryptids, especially the squatching that has been taking place lately. The area has been marked where they come from Appalachian trails through following river water source. They diverted away from city life and came directly from that river source into this swamp.
All right, everybody, just move on.
Watch out.
Move along. Let's Mark. Just want to make sure you're okay, buddy.
Oh yeah, all set.
Safe spot. Watch out for that board.
Here's the board. You're good.
Yeah, this is wow, this is compromised.
All right, guys, prep yourself. Prepare for the Badlands.
Watch your step for tree roots.
The darkness surrounding the area is immediately absolute. Visual distance beyond the region of the lights confronts a wall of invisibility. Not being able to see beyond presents a complete distinction of speculation for what lies ahead.
Somebody was thinking ahead because they put the reflectors on the markers. So we should be on route trail number 6.
Yes.
But you can see the reflectors, which is great. We
Yeah,
probably don't even need the
Yeah.
flares.
All right. Y'all halt for a second. Make sure this is safe. All right. Stay towards the mid-center nails. Mid-center nails only.
Something like it. Can't come to the conclusion, but
Suddenly, a growl and guttural sound can be heard to the left of the trail. The emanation of sound is accompanied by movement in the distance, but whatever is out there is with certainty being evasive.
All right, so guys, we just heard a loud growl walking in through this trail. Over towards our left, we have it marked out exactly, pinpointing where we got that, and we heard it walking towards water trail. So we're following this water source. We're gonna let it sit and precipitate for a second and come back around the corner of it right through there.
you want to find a clearing where we can set up? Let's do a stakeout. Mud. Mud.
There is a hair-raising feeling of being watched, a common affiliation with people who walk in the woods at night. But this is primarily psychological.
How are you guys doing, okay? Yeah. All right. I just told Ron to get we're getting set up, so he's gonna go a little further up, he said. Oh yeah. Yep, oh, charge. Reach at the rear. Clear.
Once the video editing later takes place, Rob Francis will go through frame by frame to determine if anything visually has been overlooked during the challenging conditions. Murmurs of movement can still be heard in the distance, beyond the team.
Present visible.
Christine applies the night vision binoculars to survey the area. It has visual proximity of over 1,000 feet and can additionally record while viewing. Suspicions begin to escalate as everyone is hearing sounds beyond, yet not knowing what is out there. They become even more assertive and are on the alert for any potential engagement.
Yeah.
The intense darkness becomes a stockade of obstruction while increasing curiosity. The forest begins to tamper with their senses, thereby placing everyone on alert.
Straight towards that water source.
It's over here. Oh, Kevin said it's over here. You saw something? Oh yeah, that's a hog. It's definitely a hog.
The forest begins to lend its own dramatic anomaly of elements while everyone takes a 360-degree perspective in every direction.
Wait a second, we Hey Mark,
The intensity of curiosity continues, but the crew decides to keep calm and assertive of the surroundings, with their eyes trained on every directive moment beyond their circle. Rob Francis pans a laser beam across the distance to determine any breakage in the light beam projection, which can help indicate anything unseen beyond. The laser has a definitive range of over 5 miles.
Yeah, there he is, the man of the hour. Okay.
We specifically want to be able to pick up as many heat signatures as possible.
So do we need
Oh, watch out, mud. Some a complete mud trail.
Track.
Yeah, this is complete mud. So you want to go on the right side?
The group spots an isolated animal foot imprint in the mud, but it seems relevant to only 2 legs as no other imprints are immediately visible.
And they were walking.
Is this 1 foot?
it's
Yeah, and the pressure squished this way. You see where it's rounded up coming this? That's the hoof. It's running there.
could be a 500 pounder.
Oh, yeah.
What your step, guys, is muddy, so.
They decide to trek forward in the direction of where the footprints originated.
Here, a couple months back. And they'll just dart right in front of you, or if you're in their way, they'll run you over.
Can you tell me how to set this freaking?
Oh, wait a minute.
You got it set for heat, right? Infrared.
Right now it's on night vision.
It's on night vision. Will
Do
that
you see
pick
it?
up?
Yeah, it's a night vision, but
It's good?
you get color, yeah. You're good, sis.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Yeah, it's on fire.
Oh, okay. All right, no worries. As long as we can see something. This trailer's not maintained properly.
Additional footsteps of the same imprint can be seen on the ground as Ron and Christine takes a closer look. The question is, how far into the trail do they go before deviating?
So it picked up, planted, and then it picked up again right here. Pictures.
Okay.
It is now an hour and a half into the hike and they have covered several miles. Exhaustion begins to set in from the burdening weight of toting equipment. Soon the team will elect to start heading back to the point of origin. With each step of the way, they advance further in distance, compelled not leave empty-handed. The lingering hours will soon reach midnight, and the temperature begins to drop. They remain conscious of keeping conversations to a minimum, and at whisper levels, and to avert noise disturbance along the neighboring environment.
Are you spooked?
No.
Good,
When
good.
I heard this noise,
Just thought I would check on you, Mark. Gotta make sure my little buddy's okay.
Ron Stokes remains assertive of the surroundings and is ensuring safe passage while leading the path through the forest. He remains alert for any impending dangers as he discreetly probes the encircling darkness. After a grueling 2 hours, the team decides to head back to Origin and call it quits for the night. Now they face a long hike to return, but hoping to still capture something of significance along the way back.
Standing up here. spiders. He's gonna sit. Just want to make sure there's nothing threatening to you.
Rob Francis examines a fallen tree trunk for Christine to sit on and to rest for a while. His intention is to ensure that there are no snakes or insects that could inflict harm. However, Christine elected to remain standing, despite feeling fatigued.
All right, declare. If anyone wants to sit.
Me? Yeah.
Ron, we stopping here? Yes, you want to stop here, or?
Yeah, I'm going to stay along this water source for a second. I feel like we've got a little bit better chance. Thing that's going to be showing back up. More than ever.
Cool. All right, let me,
But most of the time it's the coyote and the boars that follow this water source.
Yeah. I know it's
a smokestack, snake plissken style.
Oh.
I wanted to do that near the water source. That way we can see stuff coming.
Oh, got you.
You don't want to do it too much in the thick of the brush here.
Yeah, no.
This right here is the SP7.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to tap into these sources. It's a channel sweep. I'm going to be doing 150 on the speed. That way, whenever you are doing the sweep, it's fast enough to not be catching words directly from the channel itself. And I'm going to be sweeping backwards.
Ron's device has lost a great volume of battery power, despite having a full charge prior to entering the forest. He suspects that there is something at the cause of making the battery level diminish.
Ooh, fresh batteries are dead.
I have batteries.
AAA.
Oh, I don't know. I think I have AA.
These are brand new.
They're
I
brand
put
new?
them in
And
right before walking in here.
They're drained?
They're drained out right now.
I have a voice
That
recorder
is-
too if you
You
want
do?
it. Yeah, no, those are AA batteries.
Kayleen tries to assist by offering to replace the batteries in Ron's device, but apparently, the required size is incompatible.
Yeah. Checking
Completely.
out the position. These right here are fresh batteries.
So there's something out here then.
Yep. I felt it. Crossing that path, I felt it.
What battery was it? From what?
Ron proclaims to have felt a presence that could be the potential cause for draining his device batteries. This assumption is based on his decades of paranormal investigations experience.
No, it wasn't running at all. Hasn't been turned on yet.
My ovulus, you want to use that?
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
You check the orientation too? I mean, the positive, negative terminals?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Is that the mode we want?
Yeah, that's interesting.
fresh.
Yeah, they should be.
Rob Francis found it strange that only the batteries on Ron's device was drained, but all the lights and camera equipment were not impacted.
Why didn't they drain them?
Ron's response was that entities tend to select specific devices for their source of energy.
Drain.
They're very selective.
Yeah, okay.
Next would be this one.
What mode do we want? Kinetic mode?
Yeah. Hello. My name is Ron Stokes. We would like to be able to communicate with you.
Finally, as the team made a stop and established a stakeout point, Kayleen's device began to pick up communication audio.
Speak into this device, and it will be able to give you a voice to be able to...
Ron attempts to reciprocate with the communication by trying to establish dialogue with whatever was trying to get through. Civil war activity had taken place within the area, and perhaps spiritual presence of soldiers still lingers.
This is a trail that was used in the Revolutionary War.
Mark and Christine continues to pan the area for any potential activity of threats. They are on the lookout to secure the perimeter.
They were hit on their way through. You can speak into this device.
Faint emanations of dialogue appears to be coming through to the device, but nothing seemingly of clear and comprehensive relevance.
It's following EMF right now.
The team's involvement is to minimize audible disturbances and are therefore keeping as quiet as possible, and also not to overreact. Additionally, too much surrounding simultaneous chatter could impact the invoking of communication with potential spirits. The team finds it more appropriate to remain still.
You can come speak directly to us. This Fox will be able to give you a voice.
By allowing just one person to engage in conversation, minimizes disturbance and interference between the converser and spirit. Ron again signals the need for vocal suppression from those standing around. It also gives him the privilege of focusing on the limitation of audible emanation from the device. Moments pass without a solid engagement of communication, but Ron remains persistently inclined to converse with a spirit. His enduring years of paranormal investigations developed the know-how of spiritual conversations. He is not one to give up easily, but will persist as much as possible, yet will remain calm and focused throughout all ordeals. The team's idea of professionalism takes precedence over being objectively exaggerating. The proclamation of truth and originality is more of paramount importance. After patiently awaiting, contact is finally made, but the source in communication appears to exhibit hesitation for conversation. The attributes of the potential spirit seems apprehensive to communicate, while Ron tries to secure the trust between the dimensional regions.
No harm. We respect you. We want to honor you. Come talk directly to us.
Christine becomes distinctively alert standing in the distance as she continues to experience an acute sense of a presence nearby. On previous paranormal investigations, she was able to accurately determine spiritual presence. Mark, who is the newest member to the group, is primarily taking a position of observation while hydrating. He is generally fearless, but also had his share of paranormal encounters in the past.
Okay.
Therefore,
Feel free to talk
his
to us
ongoing
when you want.
curiosities prompted him to partake in this excursion. His photographic skills are extraordinary and is highly capable of taking extremely amazing photographs. But on this occasion, he simply desired to not have a camera in his hands, but rather to fully embrace the experience. After trials of waiting for spiritual contact but to no avail, the team decides to continue moving onward back to the point of origin. Despite feeling a bit disappointed, they know that opportunities will prevail during future investigations and explorations. Their integrity to not fake any means of reporting or implement any exaggerations is of far greater moral importance.
Good reflexes.
We ask our viewers to keep your eyes on the surrounding areas of the camera's perspective, in the event we have overlooked any anomalies in the distance. This is one of the reasons Rob Francis keeps the video camera going, as, during playback, there is always the possibility of seeing something that was not previously detected.
Just want to make sure you're okay. We're 100 to the hike so far.
The Kingsnake trail which the team is traversing is number 6. Therefore, each passing of the markers repeatedly and sequentially reflects 666. Thus far, there have been no malicious activity. Evidently, the night is absent of disturbances and seems to have paved a safe passage for the group's visit. At one point, Rob Francis did hear what seemingly were bipedal footsteps behind him, as he has been the last person in line. Yet in looking back, there was nothing there. He is more convinced that it might have been an animal. Something persistently has been trying to get through on Ron Stokes' EVP device, and has caused the group to stop in their tracks to listen in, though it could be just another false alarm. Rob Francis is inclined to capture overhead views of the group, but his camera's telescopic pole is consistently hindered by protruding tree branches overhead, while challenged to look through the viewfinder of the camera and simultaneously watch for trees.
What about that spirit app you have on the phone that shows?
Oh yeah. As a matter of fact, good thinking, Mark. Good thinking. Yep.
It is common to relate that the journey traveling back to a point of origin always seems shorter than traveling to the destination point itself. But tonight takes on a different perspective due to the group's inclination to stop for observation, which adds more time to the process. Rob Francis continues to periodically look behind to ensure that the group is not being intentionally followed. He completely pans his camera for any visual evidence. Christine, who is the group's medium, begins to feel a compressing sensation within her chest, coupled with a soaring pain to the right temple of her head. Instinctively, she proclaims to speculate that she is detecting a past incidence of the former Civil War, and a prevailing remount of lingering energy that portrays cannonballs being fired and then absorbed by the soldiers who were ensued in battle. Intermittent sounds of growls can be sporadically heard, but the group does not sense any present danger and continues on, yet remains on the alert for any possibility of facing an undetected source. Despite the lingering silence, the forest maintains a prestige of distinct beauty, marvel, and intrigue, while exhibiting a continuum of visual changes for every step of the way. The comparisons of night versus day out here are vastly incomparable. The monumental depth of stillness, silence, and mystery creates an unfolding barrier from the distant urban activity, ongoing within the city of Columbia, South Carolina. Mother Nature has certainly created this vast tapestry and sanctuary of trees with precision, and as a formidable sheltering if anyone is inclined to embark on a night stroll through the woods. Rob Francis applies the use of his laser to pan the surrounding for unseen sources. If the beam becomes interrupted, it would indicate that something is standing in the way of the light emission. The team finally arrives to their destination feeling relieved but invigorated from the night travel. There is also a feeling of accomplishment to have arrived back safely to their vehicles. It would be a night to remember, regardless of not capturing any solid paranormal evidence. For this team, there are no loss to their efforts as such. Returning empty-handed means going back out again and again persistently. The field of paranormal investigation caters to the unpredictable, but true believers will endure with patience and credibility of efforts to eventually unveil the unknown. What to expect is a matter of facing the unexpected and even criticism, and that's where the true diligence to challenges apply. Ron Stokes, despite returning without evidence, prepares to give a closing commentary as he motions to Rob Francis for his statement of report.
All right, guys, this concludes our broadcast session for the night. We ended up capturing a couple of different things roaming through, and we'll have to do a lot of reviews to make sure that everything is solidified evidence. We had a lot of things walking around us back there, and we heard all sorts of growls in the middle of everything going on. Whenever you're hearing those growls and things traveling directly towards you, it's better to be safe than sorry at that point, and not just expect that everything is going to be as transparent walking up. So y'all stick around. It is definitely going to be a great video. I hope everybody enjoyed. All right, Ron Stokes out. Everybody out in TV land, y'all have a good one.